Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your March 2021 mid-month general reading. We are looking at the last 2 weeks of March, and this reading is for the water sign of Pisces. Welcome everyone. Thanks for taking the time to tune in. I hope you're all safe and well where you're at. I also want to express my appreciation for all the likes, shares, subscribes, donations, feedback, support, comments, all of that. It is always welcome and always appreciated. Thank you. So this reading is for the water sign of Pisces for the last 2 weeks of March 2021. That's if your sun, moon, rising, or Venus sign is in Pisces. It's also relevant if you're cross-watching for a Pisces as well. But everybody has their own story, and general readings always resonate a little differently for everyone. So watch all of your signs for additional insight and perspective in what's going on in your life. If you find that any of the readings do resonate with you and you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, take a deeper look at something, you can email me directly at maggie1maguire@gmail.com. You can also see that contact info by clicking on the little arrow, the little description link below. I can usually respond within the same day with more information. I do offer a wide variety of readings, and I do readings full time, so I'm pretty diligent about working with everyone's schedules and my own to get those readings set up as quickly as possible. So email me if you're interested. I'd be delighted to hear from you. Okay, Pisces. Let's see what the last 2 weeks of March have in store for you. Interesting. Aquarius started this way too. We have the Eight of Cups, followed by the Hierophant, the Five of Pentacles, followed by the High Priestess, the Nine of Wands, followed by the Six of Wands, and from the bottom of the deck, and from the bottom of the deck for overall energy, we have the Two of Pentacles. So making a choice, juggling a couple of different things, trying to make a decision. You know, it's interesting, Pisces. I'm getting a message, and it might only be for just a few people out there, that first of all, I'm seeing needing to make a decision or trying to make a decision. And I think one of those decisions involves walking away from something established, or from the establishment, or from cultural identity, or from some kind of norm path, conform path, or you know, the way that under whatever umbrella you live in or function in, the way that things are done, because it's the way things always have been done, and you're not supposed to deviate from that path. Breaking with tradition, that's kind of what I'm getting here, and that's one of the decisions here. And for some of you, I feel like it has something to do with family. It might be a religious path or a romantic path, or how you identify, but it feels very much like it's about breaking with tradition of some kind. And feeling kind of outcast because of that. Maybe feeling like you don't quite fit in, and maybe that's why you're leaving whatever this established path is, because you feel like you don't quite fit in. I mean, the three cards I pull for the top is kind of the most present energy, and then the three cards I pull for the bottom is kind of underlying energy under those cards. And on the top we have the Eight of Cups, which is leaving something behind, which is ultimately unfulfilling. Cups represents water, governed by the element of water, which usually represents the emotional area of our life. So some of these cups are tipped over and spilled out. Some of them are upright and full, which implies that he's tasted and drunk from a lot of these cups. Maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. And he may have thought in the beginning, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I want. It's going to turn out this way. But maybe after going through it for a time, he's decided that it really isn't what he wants. It's not his joy fulfillment, his joy and fulfillment. So he's leaving. He's turning his back on it, and he's surveying the horizon, trying to figure out where he's going to go from here, because he's going to go off in search of the Nine of Cups, which is wish fulfillment, right? So, and what's next to that is the Five of Pentacles, which is a card of insufficiency and lack. It can represent financial and material insufficiency and lack. You might be thinking about leaving a particular job or company just because they don't pay you enough money and you just can't get ahead, right? It might be that. On an emotional level, for some of you, this is going to be on an emotional level because this represents being shut out, being blackballed, or not fitting in, or being seen as different, or feeling like you're one of the have-nots versus the haves, The Five of Pentacles in a lot of tarot decks is depicted as, one person or a couple, and they're kind of on the outside of a church or a cathedral, and the light shining through represents what they need on the other side, but they're on the outside. They're kind of in that beggar mode, I mean, every card can have a lot of different meanings, but that's what I'm picking up here. And then right next to that, we have the Nine of Wands, which is struggling through just to complete something. Because tens represent a cycle coming to an end. And here we're at a 9, so we're very close to a cycle completing, although it may not feel like it. Maybe he's hit one more obstacle, one more blockage, one more challenge, and he's taking a step back, taking a knee. It's like, oh my gosh, how do I get through this? Is this ever going to end? How do I get through this? Do I want to get through this? Should I give up now? It's being close to the end of what's looks like a very challenging cycle, maybe feeling discouraged, depressed. So trying to figure out how to get to the end of something. So underneath all that, the underlying energy is the Hierophant, which is the establishment, tradition, a tried and true path under a certain umbrella. The benefits of the Hierophant energy is belonging to a group and having the safety and shelter and protection and sameness, that sense of unity or family with a group. But it does require a certain amount of self-sacrifice, a certain loss of some aspects of individuality and self-expression, perhaps, in order to fit in, right? But then you get the protection of the group. This is tradition, and it might be an actual religious path. It might be family tradition, cultural tradition or identity, sexual orientation, things that have to do with tradition. We do these things these ways because we always have, and that's just the way it is. And then right next to that, we have the Hierophant, which is about listening to your own spiritual intuition. I call it intuition. Some people call it their gut instinct, their higher self. It all references kind of that feeling when you take a step back and you listen and you open yourself up, because that's what the High Priestess does. She's a mystical, spiritual, wise woman. So she doesn't actually spend a lot of time talking. She spent a lot of time observing, watching, and opening herself up for messages or feeling compelled to go this way rather than that way, perhaps for reasons you can't explain. That's what intuition is, your gut instinct kind of pulling you in a certain direction or telling you, yeah, there might be this tradition and people say this is what you're supposed to do and this is what you're expected to do, but something's telling me that I need to do this other thing. It's a difficult position to be caught in, right? Especially if breaking with the tradition also means making yourself an outcast with family, with friends, with a certain part of society, right? But that's the way to achieve success here. The Nine of Wands, under the Nine of Wands, that trying to figure out to struggle through the end, or if you should or even want to, we have the Six of Wands, victory, triumph, public recognition or acclaim, being recognized, being appreciated, The Five of Pentacles is about not being appreciated. It's the opposite. It's about not having enough, not fitting into a certain group. And so because of that, you feel like you're different. You feel like you're on the outside, or you're just blatantly ostracized, right? And the Six of Wands is being recognized and appreciated for all your beautiful Pisces self, right? So there's some kind of decision. That's the overall energy for the last half of March. Back and forth. What should I do? You're considering making a break with the Hierophant, whatever that means for you. It's a general reading. It's going to be, everybody knows their own story and it's all different. So it's going to mean different things. But the fundamental message is the same. The fundamental energy is the same. That's the nature of general readings. Okay, let's clarify the Two of Pentacles. When you have a decision, it usually represents some form of stay with what you have or take something else. Stay here, go somewhere else. Take this offer or stick with what I have. It's usually one thing or the other in various different details. clarify the Two of Pentacles. The Four of Cups. An offer, opportunity coming in. Maybe you're not interested, or maybe you're not all that interested. Because I'm just getting this kind of correlation here. Yeah, you've got 3 cups and somebody is offering you yet another cup. But there's nothing wrong with these cups, but maybe inherently it's just not for you. Maybe you're not all that interested in taking whatever this offer or opportunity is. What's next? The Emperor, a father figure, a boss, a priest. You know, the Emperor usually represents a specific individual. It might be an Aries, but it's usually an older individual, somebody of some seniority, status, decision-making ability. In a courtroom, he'd be the judge. In a family system, he'd be like the patriarch, the father figure. You know, at a company, he'd be the boss, the CEO, the VIP, right? Looks like perhaps the Emperor is making an offer. Whoever this person is in your life is making an offer, providing some kind of opportunity for you, and you're considering it. But the Emperor has a very close correlation with the Hierophant, because the Emperor lives in a world where all the planes, trains, and buses need to run on time. Everything needs to function. It's 9 to 5. And because if not, then, you know, his empire will start to crumble. The infrastructure will start to crumble. He's all about, you know, discipline and accountability and doing things by the book. And he governs an empire, and there's a lot of people in that empire. And so there needs to be a fundamental framework, you know, by which everything runs, right? So he's pretty closely related to the Hierophant, who is about convention and tradition and doing things in an established way, the policies, you know. And it just feels like, yeah, I could do this, and I could accept this, and I could do that, and I could marry this person because they're fine, and this fits in, and it's the right, everything looks good on paper. And there isn't anything wrong with it inherently, no judgment, but it just doesn't feel like me. There's this sense of chafing or restrictive, constrictive energy here. Let's clarify the Eight of Cups, this leaving and walking away from these 8 cups, because they're just not doing it for you. Eight of Cups to what? The Ace of Cups, a brand new beginning in the emotional heart sense. Could be new love and romance. Could be the beginning of self-love and self-awareness. The Ace of Wands, another new beginning, exciting, filled with passion and fire and creativity, artistic energy. FYI, the next one's the Two of Cups, soulmate. Yeah, maybe it's, I mean, it could be breaking with an already established relationship or marriage, somebody that fits in with, you know, everything, the family and path and all of that kind of stuff. Or it could be that you have the opportunity to stay with a partner or get married, or, you know, whatever this Hierophant is, the tradition, right? There's some kind of offer or opportunity. In work, it might be that, you know, you're in a job that, I mean, it looks good. You know, the offer looks good. What you have, I mean, good in the terms of that it's stable, it fits in, it's good on paper, it's a good steady job, and there's another opportunity. But you're just like, you know, I don't fit in. Maybe it has something to do with a new partner or a new partnership. The Two of Cups is soulmates, kindred spirits, best friends. Even in companies, it can mean a fundamentally great union or great match. So, I mean, it could be friendship, it could be love, it could be a business thing, it could be anything. But it's you want something that you feel you connect with on a level that's more than just surface, right? Some new beginning. Let's clarify the Hierophant. You know, because the Two of Cups showed up, and it can be, you know, a romantic love person. It might be that they don't fit in with your family. It might be somebody completely different and that your family would disapprove of, maybe because of their lifestyle or your lifestyle or some combination of that, or they're not the right gender, or they're not the right gender, they're not the right color, they're not the right whatever, according to the Hierophant, right? for you. Like, because under the Hierophant, you have to do the same things pretty much everybody else is doing. The Moon, the World, the Ten of Pentacles. It feels like whatever this offer or opportunity is coming in that's connected to the Emperor and the Hierophant. Again, if it's something that somebody actually presents to you, it's like, okay, you take this offer or opportunity, whether it's business or work or love or religious or whatever it is, and this is going to move you to the next level, and it's going to get you, you know, long-term security and stability with us and ensure everything down the road. And there isn't anything wrong with the offer. I mean, it's a great offer, right? It's just, again, I'm getting this sense. What's next? Three of Pentacles, compromise and negotiation. If you do, you're going to end up having to compromise something of yourself that's uniquely you. So, clarify the Five of Pentacles. The Six of Cups, a card of historical connection, family, roots of origin, cultural identity, old friends, things that you have a history with. So whatever it is that breaking with tradition, one, it feels like you don't fit in, and two, whatever it is that you don't fit in is you have a connection with. It could be a long-term job, it could be family, it could be a religious path, it could be with, you know, identifying a certain way in society. It just, again, I'm getting the same message over and over again, Pisces. You just don't fit in. You don't feel like you fit in, even though you have this connection and whatever. Again, it might be family, which is challenging. You know, it's kind of hard being the trailblazer or breaking with tradition. It does come at a cost, right? Let's clarify the High Priestess, following your own intuition. I mean, it might be, you know, breaking with tradition might be maybe leaving a long-established relationship or marriage for something different, which would cause, of course, a whole bunch of chaos underneath the Emperor and the Hierophant energy. The Lovers kind of fell out, which is making a decision, being at a crossroads in a relationship, about a relationship, or something that will affect the relationship. The Eight of Wands, to go quickly, conversations, movement, travel. The Knight of Cups offers opportunity, support, encouragement. Eight of Cups, to leave. And the High Priestess, again, we have the Eight of Cups twice and the High Priestess twice. So whenever you have, as I often say, repeating cards in the tarot, in a spread, it's a pointing to that area. It's an abundance of energy in that area. We have a lot of energy towards leaving something behind, breaking with tradition, and using your intuition to do that, because your intuition is telling you it just isn't for you. It isn't for you. It isn't for you anymore. It doesn't matter how good it is or what the perks are. It's just not for you. Struggling through to victory. What would that mean? Clarify the Nine of Wands and the Six of Wands. The Seven of Swords, making secret plans, strategizing, leaving in the night. The Tower, an unexpected event which breaks something down to its foundation, destruction, breaking down. So the Seven of Swords is doing things undercover, concealment, strategy, can be positive or negative. The Tower. So it looks like you either make the decision or you're pretty much seriously considering blowing up your life because your intuition is leading you to do so. Now, what the blowing up of your traditional life or that Hierophant life is, it's a general reading. It could be a certain marriage, it could be an engagement, it could be a job situation, it could be a variety of things in a general reading. But again, those things in a general reading aren't the fundamentally important thing. It's the fundamental message. And it looks like many of you are going to be making the decision and making plans, strategizing to basically blow up your Hierophant life. Make a decision that's going to make everybody go, oh my God, I can't believe Pisces did that. You know, this is the energy of kind of making secret plans to one day get up from your desk and walk out the door and never come back of this really good, stable job. And everybody's going, what? What's going on? Did you hear what Pisces did? You know, in whatever situation this is. Because that's the only way you can get what you need. You know, it's various different versions of this same story. So let's end with advice and guidance for Pisces. What should Pisces focus on in order to make the best decision possible, in order to navigate through whatever this situation is? Judgment, being at a crossroads, being called to action, making a decision that will be irreversible once you make it. You know, the outcome is not reversible and will change your life. The Ten of Wands, bringing a burden to an end, which is what we want. We want to come to completion, because here we have the Nine of Wands, close to the end, struggling. I don't know what to do to get to the end of this so I can have success and appreciation for exactly who I am and what I struggle for, what I stand for. Being accepted for who I am. Bringing that long-held burden of trying to be someone that you're not, because who wants to get to the end of their life and realize they've been living somebody else's life and not your own, right? So, because the decision will vary in the specific aspects in terms of the advice for Pisces in a general reading, I usually ask, instead of a specific yes or no or choice, is what does any particular Pisces watching this need to focus on to make the best decisions for themselves? And it's about making a life-changing decision that will bring whatever this is that you've been laboring under to an end. So whatever that is for you, whatever path, whatever decisions, choices, actions you need to take to do that, that's what Spirit wants you to focus on to create the best and healthiest potential joyful reality for yourself as possible, is focus on making a life-changing decision that will bring whatever the heaviness and the burden is to an end. So whatever that means for you, Pisces. So Pisces, that is your reading for the last 2 weeks of my, it was kind of intense, but in a positive way. Although I know being in situations like this, I mean, look at us. We're psychic channelers, mediums, tarot card readers. In many parts of the world, it's widely accepted and a normal part of society, and in some it's not. So whatever choice it is, you need to make the decision that aligns with who you are the most. So, kind of heavy, but kind of challenging, but this is putting yourself on the path to being in complete alignment with yourself and therefore with what Spirit wants for you. So, in that sense, I hope this rather intensive general reading was helpful for you, Pisces. Again, if things resonate with you, you'd like to reach out for a personal reading, click on the description link below for more contact details. Email me directly, Maggie, @gmail.com. I'll be back in a couple of weeks for the April general readings. Until then, stay safe, stay well, and I hope to see you back here again soon, and be blessed. Bye-bye.